biggest thing that an association can do is try to provide a suite or a bucket of resources for people to take a look at, right? And of course, it's on them to take advantage of those resources, but we can, provide, really strong educational programs on technology, for instance, or information programs on AI and how you might want to think about it, or, really great business management, skill sets or project management skill sets that are all really important, but then you got to take that class and you got to use it. You got to send your employees to that class and you got to use it. So the association can kind of, carve a path and lead people to ideas, but then they have to take that idea home and do it. And I think one of the ways SMACNA members really get that second step of knowledge is they show up at our convention. They meet each other at education programs. They interact with each other and talk with each other. I think one of our favorite things is to go look at somebody's shop. How did you set that up? And, why did you set it up that way? And, I can think of a couple shops that I've been to in the last year or two where, I stopped counting after 20 or 30 or 40 little things they did to make their work a little bit more efficient. And none of those little things were more than 2 seconds or 5 seconds. But taken together, they were a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And that, compound that through the course of a year, and it's hundreds to thousands of hours. And that makes a difference in terms of being competitive and makes that smaller shop able to do more work, more complex work, or larger work. And the same thing for a bigger shop, too. They just do it on a different scale.
I would say another opportunity is with SMACNA started helping the contractors form peer groups last year.
Yeah.
That has been a huge, I was a member of a peer group and started in 2000. Again, that's another great opportunity. And for SMACNA to help facilitate that, because it has been, I can't tell you how many people would come up to me and say, how do I get into a peer group? How do I get into a peer group? Yeah. And so for us to take that on and help contractors get into them, I think is, again, moving them forward.
Yeah, that was a great idea that came out of our strategic planning process that we should facilitate them. We don't really have the capacity to run them per se, but we can help bring do what associations do well, bring people together, create help build them into groups and then find the right person to run the group. And that's what we did there. And I think we created 5 and maybe 5 peer groups, and I think a 6th one is coming in the residential space, which I know they've been having a little bit of a hard time finding another contractor for or two. But that's exciting though, because if you look at many of the most successful contractors, not just within SMACNA but within the industry, they are part of a peer group. They have a group of people they rely on for information, advice, sharing. It's more than just sharing war stories. It's a deep dive into everything they do and making them better. So. I get to go to some of those meetings sometimes, and they're very meaningful to sit and listen in on.